Hello guys, this is Otaku Man here, and this is gonna be one of my glory what if. In this what if, deku is gonna be betrayed many times. He's gonna be backstabbed by many times. He's gonna feel pain that he never feels. He's gonna be treated as a villain, but he still be a hero no matter the cost. He may not have a great childhood, but he's gonna cling on to that life. He will not lose his mother, he will lose his father, the important figure that he had. His father, now we're gonna see our story. As we see a three-year-old boy with green hair and emerald green eyes, was lying beside his mother in the bed. As his mothers were telling a story about Shiro Emiya, the counter guardian. Yes, why the fuck not? He wanted to protect everyone, but the dream was always stayed a dream. He never could have done it, but he sacrificed many things to gain that dream. He even became a counter guardian to have that dream, but it goes in all vain. But he never lost hope. At time he lost hope, he fight himself. He fight himself to not lost hope. He gained another hope, but again lost everything. As we see our little Izuku, he was intelligent from the very young age. He could understand people's pain and what the story contains. He understand how Emiya Shiro or Counter Guardian Emiya felt. As he didn't idolize All Might in here. He idolized Shiro Emiya, the faker. He could project fake weapons as he always idolized him, even if the character wasn't real, even if it was a historical figure, even if it was a spirit, he idolized it. He idolized his dream to be a hero just like Shiro Emiya, how his name was in the whole My Hero universe as he was one of the oldest heroes to live. As our story goes on now, our story goes on, we see a person with black hair and a very older version of Izuku, but with muscles. As he came and said, "Honey, it's time for him to go back to sleep." Said, "Yes, honey, just reading him that book again." You really like Counter Guardian Shiromiya, huh? The father said to his son. "Yes, Daddy, I like this hero." Said, "Do you want to be hero just like him when you get your quirk?" "Yes, Dad," as he said. But the little boy didn't know when he's gonna get his quirk, he's gonna feel pain, only pain. He's gonna create his own legend. As we go a little bit of time skip, in this middle of this time skip, our main protagonist Izuku Midio grew very closer to his dad, as his dad also grew very closer to his son, and their bond was so great. Even her mother said, like father, like son. Izuku practiced little bit martial arts, so he wouldn't stay behind any other. But his mother always objected him, saying that you're too young to practice martial art, Izuku. You're gonna get hurt. But our main protagonist didn't listen as he practiced martial art. He practiced many martial arts, taekwondo, jujutsu, even many games. He trained himself like an assassin, but again, he didn't want to be an assassin. He wanted to be a hero. As the time skip, we go for to perspective of 4-year-old Izuku. As today he was going to get his quirk today, but he didn't know something already started happening. As our main protagonist Izuku seeing, it is not his quirk by the way. Our main protagonist Izuku seeing a woman with purple hair standing there with a menacing red eyes. As our main protagonist got scared for a few moments, as he told his mom, said, "Mom, look." As his mom said, "What is it, Izuku? Can you see her?" He said to his mother, said, "Who, honey? I don't see anyone." As another time our main protagonist saw that direction as she was not there anymore. He was feeling the whole road, how the woman was literally clinging close to him, even how she was in the other side of the road following him, as he told his mother many times, but His mother did. His mother didn't. Mother said, "If you're imagining, honey," as she said, we finally you see that the happy-go-lucky family finally reached to the doctor hospital. As the doctor said, Izuku Midoriya. Here, Inko said, as both of them got in, as they would get in and start to check what kind of quirk Izuku has. When they tried to inject Izuku with some syringe or they saw the injection needles broke. The the injection needles broke. Injection needle broke. Sorry, broke. As they said, "Oh, hey, what happened?" As they said, "Don't know." But they tried to do another injection, but it broke again. As they tried to say what's happening, as they wanted to a little bit of blood sample, but it was unable. As they started to use a little bit of knife to penetrate his arm, but it was hard like steel. No weapon, no weapon worked. Not even a big ass knife also work. As they said, I think he has a hardening quirk, as the doctor stated. I think also the nurse said because his skin is so hard, not even needles and anything can penetrate through that body. As they said, that kid, for a 4-year-old, his body is very strong. Might be a very strong hardening quirk, as they thought. But then again, they tried to cut it with a little bit of, let's just say, they use a heat to, you know, soften the Izuku skin meat, but Izuku was feeling pain. As he said, a little so tried to endure it because your skin is too hard. The anesthesia is not working on your will be not working on your skin if we do that. As they said this after endurance, Izuku's for some reason he said my endurance is pretty high for some reason. As the doctor said, yes, the one other 4-year-old literally started to cry, but your endurance is very high for a kid. As they said, we see Izuku seeing behind him said there was the same person, a woman with purple hair and red menacing ghoul eyes. As as she said, nothing is gonna. I guess they take your blood. Now they're gonna test and say something. They're not gonna find anything. The woman said. As the doctor just take the test and they couldn't get what his quirk is, but they get a little glimpse of what kind of quirk he might have. As they able to make out, you have a blood manipulation quirk. As Rise or the woman Izuku doesn't know right now. She laughed and said, "I guess it's your quirk, little fella." As she said, "We are gonna meet again when you're ready. When you lash out to anybody, we are gonna meet again." As she said, she disappeared in a red smoke. As our Izuku just looking at her said, "We will meet." What does that mean? We see doctor say it's a blood manipulation type quirk. So how is skin so hard? What is your quirk, ma'am? Telekinesis. What is your husband? Bl- yes, my husband's cookie blood manipulation. He got this from his husband. Said as Izuku was a nurse, Izuku was a little surprised. Said, "Huh? Okay." Izuku said. As Izuku said to the doctor, "Can I be a hero with a blood manipulation type quirk?" As the doctor said, "I don't know, kid, but right now your blood manipulation is very weak. But what would the doctor know? His blood manipulation type is weak because he has an activity of ghoul form or ghoul eye yet." As to the excitement, Izuku jumped off and said, I guess I could be a very great hero." As he said, now we get a time skip to Izuku when Izuku is inside the preschool. As Bakugan, his friend, came and said, Izuku, what's your quirk?" As Bakugo said, jumping up and down. As Izuku said, "My quirk, blood manipulation. Blood manipulation, what can it do?" As he said, he tried to, man, let's just say, They say that if I cut my skin, I can manipulate my blood, making it a sharp object. As he tried to explain, but Bakugo didn't get it. But he said, "It's not flashy like mine." Bakugo said, "It's useless." As Bakugo used the explosion, and but for our Izuku, he got a little angry and said, "Okay, then what if it's not flashy like yours? I'm better than you." As it goes on, the teacher came rushing down there because they didn't want it to have another fight in the preschool right now. As they both leave off. After that, one of the Bakugo's lackey said, "Teacher, what is a blood motion type quirk?" As the teacher said, "You won't understand, but when you grow up, I guess you will learn through time." As the teacher explained this to teacher whatever easy way they can, but the student did not understand. As they said, "Izuku, if you could show us a little example." As Izuku said, "Okay." I said, "What do you need for example?" The teacher said, "Well, anyone will be good." Said, "Okay, you go ahead. You go, Joseph." As the one of the boys' teacher's name was Joseph. As the Lady Lucy said, but you go." Said, "Okay, okay." As Hugo said, "Don't hurt me, Izuku." "Of course, sir," he said as he tried to control his blood. Yes, he could control blood, so don't fucking worry. As controlling blood, we see Izuku control the person fully. As the teacher was holding his nose into whole the teacher, the preschool teacher was picking his nose from the inside. As the female teacher said, "What the fuck are you doing right now?" Beside the student. I said, "You curse." I said, "Oh shit." I said, "What is the fuck?" Katsuki said, It's nothing, it's nothing." As I said, "Okay, teacher." As Katsuki sit down, we see Izuku controlling the teacher. As the teacher as for to the young age, Izuku knows the both of the teacher like each other, so he wanted to play a trick. He controlled the male teacher's body and stumbled it upon the girl teacher's body. As their eye met. As they were staring at each other for a few moments. As Izuku said, "Are you two okay?" He said, "Oh yes, 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 yes. You have a nice cook, Izuku." As for Izuku's perspective, Izuku doesn't know what he did, but now this is a stretchy finger guy, I guess. Yes, stretchy finger guy. As one time, the student just said, "That's not flashy. That's just boring." As the other just said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." As that day, Izuku started to. He didn't have friends after that because Bakugo said how weak his quirk was. As he spread some rumors also around that. So nobody wanted to be friends with Izuku, but they literally go to bully Izuku. Izuku don't say anything, but he just said, "Why are you hitting me, Kachan?" Said, "You are weak." As he used another explosion in his body, but it healed instant. Izuku did not see this, but he his body his clothes were burned a little bit. As he said, "You're mean, Kachan." As he said, crying, going away. Now we're gonna time skip to another year. Now we see both 5-year-old Izuku and Katsuki. They were staring down at each other. Said, "I'm sick of your bullying, Katsuki. It's just getting worse and worse every day." Said, "What are you gonna do, weakling?" As both of them start to have a little fend off. Having a stare down. Izuku, on the other hand, he did hard training, so he never uses blood measurement type quirk on him. But today's gonna be different. Everything's gonna change for him. We see both of them fighting bloody bruises. Bakugo using his quirk to take advantage. As Izuku was getting angrier and angrier, as suddenly one of his eyes turned red. Yes, Kanaki's eye. It turned red as he screamed. Bakugo's left hand got exploded. His literally every blood. As his one of his left, like just his left arm literally exploded. Blood was falling everywhere. Many people saw this as they started to scream. As Katsuki was taken to the hospital, as we see Katsuki's mother, Mitsuki, and Inko both were there. As Izuku said, "I'm sorry, auntie." I said, "No, it's okay, and it's just an accident." As she was good, she did not go. She did not think that Izuku was gonna be that dangerous. From that day onward, Katsuki gained a fearfulness as Katsuki was able to keep his left hand. Because for luckily for Katsuki, there was a hero that can regenerate limbs. That hero was at their last, they're gonna retire soon. As he just gave last of his medical training to Katsuki, as Katsuki was able to regrow his hand, but he wasn't able to use it for a few days. As we see, Katsuki grew a little custom fear to Izuku because what happened that day. Katsuki never talked to Izuku after that. Katsuki feared Izuku every time he came. As Katsuki started to spread rumor like he is a villain quirk, as how he was about to kill him. As this rumor started to spread, everybody look everybody look at Izuku as a villainry. As Izuku was smart, so he answered, "If my quirk makes you villainry, you have just explosion. So you are even bigger villain than me. You are terrorist. I can only let just hurt one people at a time, but you can hurt multiple at once by your explosion," as he said. Baku didn't have an answer, but other students did not listen to his genius answer, as they started to call Izuku a villain. There was a reputation in Izuku, like after that he started to isolate himself. He doesn't talk to anybody, he doesn't have that much friends. But he did make one friend. It was one of the girls that she did not care what kind of quirk that Izuku has or what people say. She will be friends with him, but that friend, let's just say, that was not permanent. That friend had to leave, as it was as how our main character made her. At the time, let's just say they were 6. Yes, that's what they said by age. They remember themselves. As it was we see Izuku 6-year-old Izuku. You see Izuku playing in the park alone like always. After that incident, nobody has been friends with Izuku. Izuku always been a loner, and he was playing a little game on his console that he always bring with him. As the game was nothing special, but it make Izuku smile. As he also there was also a dating simulator on that PSP, so he started to play a little bit PSP. So he always wanted to try what is it like to be dating. So he uses the dating simulator. His father doesn't mind, but his father died when he was 5. So after that, Inko let's just become very overprotective of him, and Inko will give you literally everything to Izuku, not even asking for a single word. In this, what if they are rich? Yes, Inko and Izuku, they are middle class, let's just say. Not that rich at all, the middle class. They can afford it, yes. We see Izuku just playing with himself, as Izuku saw how Bakugo was bullying this girl with a ponytail and girl with a weird ear quirk. As Bakugo said, you worthless quirk users, your quirk can't flash here. You know this playground is mine, he said. As said, how is this playground yours? The little Irosis yelled. Then again, in the behind, little Chiro, she'll say, "Yeah, how is it yours? Is your name written here?" As Baku would not say any word, as he said, "Shut up, you worthless code users," as they said, "Attack." As they were about to attack, we see Izuku just getting in front of them and said, "Do you wanna attack now?" As Katsuki grew even more furious, as his whole body started to shake, remembering every feeling that he felt, the pain that he received that day. He remembered everything. As he started to run away, said, "You villain!" As they started to run away, let's just say one of the people, like let's just say the Winkor guy, yes, Winkor Glucescore guy. He he disbanded over there as he literally fly off with literally they just literally free from there. Said you villain, as before said, ha, the villain is gonna eat you up. As when Bakugo said villain, both of the girls become fearful of what was there to front of us. Izuku since little he hasn't accepted the fact that he is a villain, but he's still gonna having some pain. He will still have pain in himself. So he's always been alone and said, hello, as he said very awkwardly because it was the first time talking to a girl personally, in his opinion, as he was wearing a black pants and black shirt. His hair, it was few, I mean, few streak of his hair was white. He was in depression mostly, but he's still accepting his quirks slowly. As said, "Are you okay?" The little Izuku said with a shudder. As both of them said, Villain said, "Oh, don't worry, they just wanted to tease me. So you see, because of my quirk being villainous, so what is your quirk?" The Yaruzu said, getting off her fear, said, "My quirk, blood manipulation. Why?" As Izuku said, "Oh, blood manipulation. What does it do?" She said, as she still doesn't know what does it do. She just read you can some molecular structure of the other stuff, so she doesn't know what little blood manipulation. How do I show you? He just said, okay. He said, it's just a little demonstration, so don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you. He said to the weird weird ear cork user, as he pointed at the Jiro, as he said, active. Jiro started to dance little hilarious dance, as said, "What am I doing?" She started to shout, said, "What am I doing? My body moving on its own." As Izuku just stopped, said, "See, I can manipulate the body to control people." He explained in the simplest way as he could. I said, "That's cool. That's not very bad. Who said it was villainous?" As Izuku just lowered his head and said, "I can even make people's blood explode so they can lose their limbs and other things." As he said, the literary Heiser did not get it at first, so he said, "So what? You're not a villain. What do you wanna be?" She said, "A hero." Then why do people call you villain? You will be a hero, so you're a hero. But you saved me today. You saved both of us, so you're our hero." As he said, Izuku little smile, little slightly smile, and said, "Thank you." As she said, "Oh, I didn't introduce myself," Izuku said. "My name is Izuku Midoriya. Yours?" "Oh, yes. My name is Momoya Hirose, and this is Koikajiro." As Izuku said, "Nice to meet you both." Likewise, both of them same at the same time. As they said, "Wanna play together?" Both of the girls said at the same time, "Oh, why not?" Izuku was surprised because nobody invited him to play mostly. As they played, they become friends very soon quickly, as after that they started to meet rapidly. Now, we see they turn 7, as Momos now 6, they were 6 years, yes, they have literally pretty 1 year. As we see, a year has passed. Izuku and Jiromo, both three of them met together at the same time. We see the three people still playing in the park as they were meeting after a few days. As they were 7, they were friendly early. But again, Izuku is gonna go far away after that. They didn't. No, sorry, it's not Izuku. As suddenly Momo said, Izuku said, "Yes, Momo-chan." Izuku said, "You see, me and Kyoko are going to Tokyo. We will come back when we enter UA." She said. As Izuku got a little silent, he was a little quiet and said, "Okay." Izuku's voice started to break a little bit, but he composed himself, said, "Okay." I said, "I wish we could stay like this for if we went to even UA So promises that you will try for year. Of course I promise, Izuku said. He has gained good control of his blood manipulation quirk, but unknowns to him, something inside him, a rage, a sadness, is boiling, a depression he is carrying. Nobody knows why. As he returned home, it was the last time they were gonna meet, so he just got to his room and started to cry a little bit. Said, only two friends that I have, they're gonna leave me. As, as after that, Izuku became alone again, as he started to stay depressed again, as his mother noticed and said, "Why are you depressed, Izuku? Before last year, you were very happy." And nothing, mom, Izuku said, not mentioning anything, whatever happened today. As we see, a purple haired woman started coming to Izuku's life a little by little, as the woman was sitting in front of him and said, "Hello, Midoriya." Or she just suddenly said, "Kanaki." I said, "Huh? Who?" And Izuku just stayed in front and saw a woman with purple hair and red eyes. I said, hello." I said, who are you?" Izuku asked me. "I'm Rize Rize Kamisha." What the fuck, her full name? My name is Rize, yes. That's it. My name is Rize. Miss Rize, why are you here? Do my mom, do I know you or my mom knows you?" Izuku asked. Said, "Izuku, I'm your cook," she said, not going to little bit of detail, not going, she goes straight. Said, "I'm your cook, Izuku." Cook? You see, Izuku, your cook is not just blood manipulation, it's even more than blood. What? You have to accept the fact that it's your quirk. You're holding back everything that the people say about your quirk. You're afraid of your own quirk, Izuku. Don't be afraid, accept the quirk. Accept it a part of you. Don't care what other people say, there is a start to say. Don't say other people say, just be yourself. As after that, Izuku's one eye turned red, as Izuku does not know this, but Izuku just said, as the woman disappeared and said, "You're accepting slowly." As the woman disappeared, I said, "Huh? Where did she go?" As Izuku's eye stays like that. We see Izuku just taking said, maybe my imagination. As Izuku was now playing a console or something, as his mom come into the room and said, "Izuku, time for tea." As his mom stopped and looked at Izuku again and said, "Izuku, what happened to your eyes?" Said, "Huh? Huh? What, mom? Why is your left eye like that?" Said, "Oh, what eye, mom?" And she just suddenly bring the mirror and said, "Look." As it was really cool like I said, I don't know, mom. Maybe it's a part of your quirk, son." "I think so." As they didn't go to doctor because they know it might be a part of his quirk. As she said, "Do you know how to make it disappear?" I said, "I don't know, mom." As we see Izuku tried to make it disappear, turn back to the normal light. As after few more failed attempts, Izuku was able to get back to normal. I said, "Who? I can get back to normal." His mom said, "Good, honey." As we see Izuku eating his dinner, but again, for some reason he doesn't feel the taste. Yes, it is affecting him a little bit. For some reason he is not feeling the taste of the food. Like he could eat it, but he is not feeling it. And he said, "Mom, why the food is tasteless?" he said. As they go, as his mom said, "What are you telling, Izuku? I just put too much salt in it, just say it." I said, "Salt? I don't even feel that at all." I said, "What?" As she said, "Don't mess around, Izuku," as she said to Izuku playfully. And again, then we see Izuku said, "Look, mom, he just took literally the hot spice. Literally, he just literally drink the spice bottle, hot spice." I said, "Look, mom, I don't even feel spice at all." I said, "What?" As she had to believe and said, "Maybe it's a part. I hope so." As Inko little after finishing the breakfast, they rushed to the doctor. As when they go to the doctor, and doctor was researching a little bit and after about his quirk, as they were able to penetrate his skin and They gain a valuable information like Izuku's taste buds are different from others. Or what? You see, Miss Midoriya, he might have a little mutation quirk. A mutation? Yes, he might have a mutation. You see, his taste buds are different now. He cannot eat the normal human food like us. Maybe he doesn't feel taste at all. Isn't it right, little fella? As the doctor said this to Izuku, said yes. The food tastes like water, nearly nothing. Said I guess. Did you try to eat? Did you try to eat a little bit of hot chili or something? Yes, I don't even feel the hot chilliness. Interesting. Your quirk is something that never has been seen. Very interesting. As after that we see the purple hair woman again. This time she was literally clinging onto Izuku and Izuku said, Mom, as Izuku's mom looked at Izuku and said, what is it, honey? As Izuku said, nothing. As Izuku wanted to talk with her, so as she said, we're gonna talk later, okay, Kanaki? She said, it's a nickname for Izuku that she is gonna give him. As we see, his doctor just said, I don't know which kind of food he will like, but make him try something like candy, chocolate, anything that he might feel taste. As we see, Izuku was in a few restaurants as they tried to give a food that could taste Izuku as it would be taste good to Izuku, but everything felt like water. But until Inko just feels sleepy and said, I need some coffee for my morning day. As they go to one of the shop, it was named. Hmm, Well, should I name it Entaku? And I'm not taking the Tokyo Ghouls theme. Okay, Morning Cafe. Yes, that's it. Morning Cafe. As they got inside, there was an old man. As Inko said, also coming inside with Izuka said, Mister, could you give us a little cappuccino here? As she said, this said, coming right up. As we see the old man making cappuccino, then after finishing it, he take two cappuccino here there as Izuku tried to taste it again. As Izuku just said, Mom, I can taste it. He said. I said, what? I can taste it. Oh, okay. Izuku just suddenly feel the coffee or the cappuccino. I said, this cappuccino is very good. I said, Izuku, that's really weird. You can only taste coffee. We literally tried chicken and other restaurant food, but nothing works. But only cappuccino and or coffee items said maybe. As they ordered few more coffees, as Izuku was able to taste them all. Said, so my guess was right. You can able to only taste good things like coffee and other stuff. Interesting. Inko said. As we see, time skip to Izuku is not at home as he was playing with his computer. As said. After finishing the computer, as Inko was out to go do some groceries. As Izuku just said, I wanna talk, Riz. I wanna talk, Rize. As she suddenly came, as she came behind Izuku. As our main character's eye turned red, as she was behind him, holding his shoulder, and said, "You wanted to talk, huh?" As Izuku said, "You said you will explain it to me." And said, Izuku, you see, your quirk, we are different. It's not between mutation, not any matter type. We are far more greater than with these both categories. We have some special traits because of your blood manipulation type quirk. Your father, he was different, I was different. What do you mean, father? Said, you can say I am his descendant, but again, he is my descendant. So why are you here with me then? You inherited his ability. One of his abilities called Ghoul. We used to call this quirk a danger quirk because at that time This quirk was a lot more destructive than now. At first, we we weren't able to taste anything, but we had to gain some energy by eating human flesh. I said human flesh and said yes. But after the one-eyed king, Ken Kaneki, or you look like him for some reason, I don't know. But Ken Kaneki came. He became the one-eyed king, taking the DNA inside of him, creating a child. After that, the power just passed down to there. They could eat normal human food, but the problem is they could not taste the food at all. The food was pretty awesome for the food. The human got pretty awesome. After that, our race started to disappear into all. After no one left, only the race that who were left were your father Midoriya race, and Midoriya were come from Kaneki himself. Let's just say maybe you are like him again. Your father did not possess this. You only possess it. We could do many more things with your quirk than you know, Izuku. Like this, as she grew. As we see, our main character just got scared and said, "Ooh," as because she looked like a devil right now, and not a devil, a monster. And said, "Yes, I know, I look beautiful." As she said, she took her Kagune and holding Izuku like he was her child. As said, "You could do also the same thing, but even more better than me. You have an ability of one of the predecessor of this quirk. You see, he has the ability to asbot anyone's quirk inside of him. Asbot? Yes. You just have to hold them with your Kagune, or you seeing my tentacles, you have to hold them with your Kagune. They will suck away his quirk inside of him, even their life force, if you want. It will make you stronger, even 50,000 times stronger, just by absorbing the bodies. Mean I can yes, you can absorb their energy, even take their quirk. But the one of the buff part of this is you are naturally strong. Oh what? You are naturally strong. Just activate your one eye. You are stronger than the most human here. No, what if what the quirk human with enhanced strength can do? You can do even better. You can lift up a truck with your own strength. Your blows, your agility even heightens as you can go superhuman speed, super strength, super agility, super senses. It goes all up. Just you need to control your anger and emotion. That's it. Remember, Izuku, anger is the most destructive weapon for a ghoul, and the quirk that you have is its name is Ghoul. So you are the one-eyed king now, the one-eyed king of the 21st century. Have fun, Izuku, controlling this quirk. I will help you through time and time, and if you go out of control, I will take over as help you to calm down. So don't worry. As she disappeared. After that explanation, Izuku got very scared because how dangerous this quirk can be. As he just remember how he if his father, if the person Ken Kaneki did not get this power, he would have to eat human flesh. But he was very grateful for that. Again, he was very scared to use his power after that. Now we are time skip to middle school first year. Izuku's middle school's first year go exactly the same, but in difference nobody bullied him because they know he has a very powerful quirk and they cannot mess with him after that one incident. Everybody knows about that incident, even the teachers do not try to abuse Izuku. Izuku was always saddened by this because no teacher acknowledges his presence as they just try to avoid him. We see the stretchy finger guy after that incident with Bakugo. We see him always just getting scared every time Izuku came in. Nothing. Even Bakugo started to have a traumatized. Bakugo was traumatized by this every day of his life. He cannot forget how Izuku did this to him. He had this natural anger for Izuku, like he would betray him, as he wanted to get back at Izuku, but he cannot face him. He knows if he faces Izuku, he's gonna die. Something inside him always tell him if he faces Izuku, he'll die. But he wanted to make Izuku pay. He wanted to make Izuku's life a living hell. He wanted to make Izuku sad, upset. He wanted to make Izuku to be a villain like he told. He didn't want Izuku to be a hero and make himself wrong, and he didn't want to acknowledge that he is a great hero than him. So Baku was searching for opportunity, as he find one opportunity. As there was a girl named Jessica James. She was she was an American transfer student at this school. As Baku was slowly getting close to this Jessica James girl, as both as Jessica James started to get cozy with Bakugo, but she doesn't know that Bakugo is going to use her, like make Izuku mad and launch at her. But Izuku is not gonna launch at her, not gonna even kill her. He's gonna feel pain after this. As after they become friends, as Bakugo said, Jessica, could you do me a favor? Bakugo said to her, what is it, Baku? What is it, Katsuki-kun? She said. As Bakugo said, I want you to make friends with that nerd over there. What nerd? As she doesn't know what Izuku has done. She thinks that Izuku is a normal person. She didn't try to be friends with him because they would try to avoid him, and some of her classmates even tried to say that do not start conversation with that boy. As they were talking about Izuku. We see Izuku was just sitting there doing nothing. He's just playing some games on his PSP. It was one of the dating games. He really wanted a to person, a close friend to have. As Bakugo explained the plan, said, go date the nerd for a while, then we're gonna give him a shell shock. Said, but don't you think it's, nah, don't worry, he's not gonna do anything. And some of Bakugo's friends just had a fearful look and said, really, you really want to do it, Bakugo? As these friends saw what Izuku did to Bakugo, as they were traumatized after that. Bakugo said yes, but he's not gonna know it was us, so don't worry. Oh, how? As when the girl leaves, said, you see, we're gonna make that girl betrayed Izuku, so Izuku, in anger, Izuku will try to rip her apart like me, what he did to my arm. He might even kill her this time because I never saw him active his quirk again. So we are gonna do that, but it's gonna be dirty, Bakugo. If he knows that you're the one who did this, he's not gonna know. He's a damn nerd. Don't you see? He doesn't care anything. The teachers also avoid him. The teacher's not gonna listen to him. I'm pretty sure. Said, okay, Bakugo, if you say so. But if anything bad happens, we are not in it. Okay, Scatty Cat, don't worry. As throughout the plan, Jessica grew close to Izuku, as Izuku was surprised for the first time because someone tried to talk to him. As Jessica said, I'm Jessica James. Said, Izuku said, I know. You? I said, Izuku Midoriya. Izuku said, only becoming awkward every time. I said, wanna be friends? As she said, or Izuku said, do you really wanna be friends? Izuku could feel a little betrayal as Ri inside she just smirked and said he's gonna need it. He's gonna need every pain he gets to become stronger like him. As she thought, as she said, she gave a little warning to Izuku because she didn't want him to think she's bad. As she said, be careful, Izuku. Rise said, what? Just remember, I don't trust this bitch. As she said, she disappeared. As Izuku was a little skeptical and doing something, said, okay. As we go back to reality, as Izuku just said, why not? Izuku said, why don't I? Of course I wanna be friends. After that, they started to hang out each other few more. As the girls started to have a little fun, but then again, She started to like Bakugo because how Bakugo constantly make her life good, as she was happy with Bakugo life, but she didn't know that Bakugo was making it so obvious, like she will comply with his plan. As 3 months has passed, as in the third month, she confessed her feeling to Izuku. Izuku was skeptical at first, said it was just one time, why don't I accept? As he said, oh okay. As she said, thank you, as she goes and hugs Izuku. As Izuku doesn't know that much of a relationship, but he knows when to start doing what. So he just then both of them go on a date a little bit. To unannounced to Jessica, she started to like it also. But again, she's gonna follow Bakugo's plan. She's not important. As Reese is just getting more and more angry, as his speech is gaining is full of his trust. As Reese said, I hope he doesn't trust her fully. As another, let's just say three more months passed. It was now the third. It has been 3 months since Izuku and Jesse started to date. As the whole school murmured, as the whole some of the people of the school knows that Jesse is doing it for Bakugo. As the rumor did not spread that much, but the rumor was within the rumor was within the whole school, but it did not even reach Izuku's ear. And again, it did reach, but he didn't want it to believe that. So he says something like that. Reese said, "Are you really going to ignore that rumor? It's just a rumor." He said, "Don't worry." I said, "If whatever you say." She got inside, not saying anything, and said, "Don't expect me to help with anything anymore." As she said this, said, "Okay, why so angry? Are you jealous?" "Nope, absolutely not." She shouted back immediately, as she had a blush to announce to Izuku that she started to like Izuku slowly. And she's gonna get a body, but not right now. She's gonna get a body when one of the UA student dies. Yes, one of the UA students die in the normal attack. By the way, it's coming really soon. As we see, Izuku another 2 months has passed. Now 6, 7, yes, 8 months. Now it was summer vacation time. Let's say yes, summer vacation time. As Izuku was very happy with his new life with his girlfriend, then again Baku was getting impatient, and Bakugo said to Jessica and said, "How are we gonna?" So he said, quit wasting my time. We have to do something. It's getting annoying." I said, I know, Jesse." Jesse said, so we're gonna do it today, right?" As Bakugo said, "Yes." That motherfucker is gonna feel pain right now. As we see, Izuku was doing some shopping at that time, and coincidentally, Izuku saw Bakugo and Jesse, both of them. Yes, Bakugo and Jesse, they were having a secret relationship with each other. As Bakugo and Jesse both were in the mall holding hand together. As it was their first date. They are gonna proceed their plan after 3 days. As we see, they were holding hand each other. As Izuku saw this and said, "Jesse, why is she holding Bakugo's hand?" As Izuku grew a little angry and said, "Let's see." As Izuku suspected a little bit, said, don't be the rumors be true, don't be the rumors be true." As Risa said, "I have told you already. Let's rip them apart," she said with anger. And then so no, it might be something else. I might be misunderstanding also. We see Izuku saw everything as Bakugo said, "Today let's go have some fun, Jesse-chan." He said with his smirk, as said, "Let's go." She also said with a smile. As they were going to a street. The street was not good, but it was a love hotel street. As Izuku saw this, said, Izuku's anger started to rise again and again. As Izuku's one eye turned red again, ghoulish eye, and said, "Calm down, Izuku. Don't rip them apart. Calm down." as one of inner demon. His inner Izuku started to say this as out in the outside. Rio's just trying to calm down Izuku more and more, and she's trying to hold Izuku to her arms. Said to calm down, Izuku, calm down. Rize, she's trying her best to calm Izuku down because his power is lashing out as his Kagune, one of his Kagune is also trying to get out of his back. As said, calm down. As Izuku calmed down after a few minutes, we see Izuku having a tear in his eyes, and he said, "She betrayed me. Why? What did I do to betray her? Did I not make her happy or anything?" As he says this, he got into the love hotel. He got into the love hotel sneakily as he got into one of the room that they were having, the same thing, the thing that everyone does. As he went inside, saw what thing that everything changed. His life also changed that day. As his ghoul's eyes, his veins started to pop up from his eyes. As he saw they were doing it and they were talking with each other. Also, as Baku was inserting his, D into her P. As he said, "How was it like to dating him? Did he do something to you?" He said to her, said, "No, he did not. You were the first one who just had my virginity, no one else." As Izuku heard this, he got a little saddened and said, "I thought I was gonna be the one." Izuku said, muttered to himself. As we see, Bakugo said, uh, "What? I don't even get that nerd. That nerd never even tried to have fun with you. I thought he would have, but he wasn't. He was a pussy." As they were having it, Molly, as she was shouting it out of pleasure. We see, as they said, "So who is better, me or him?" "You are 100 times better than I have seen him getting out of shower, but his body is built, but yours is more built." No, it's fucking lie. His body was more built than Bakugo's, but she never saw that. As said, "I bet his is small, but his is very small. I am sure of that. Maybe," she said. As they started to have fun, and they put insult on Izuku. Said, "And why would I do it with a villain?" As she suddenly said, making Izuku's anger even rose this time. As Izuku just listened to everything, and he he started to grow even more angrier. As his eyes red again, as little veins started to get bigger. Risa trying her best to calm him again and again. Then we see Izuku just staring at that part. They insult even more, call him villain, monster, whatever they can. We see Izuku getting out the love hotel without doing anything. His eyes are pretty much dead, as he was looking on to everything, like the world is finished. As he get out of the love hotel area, as he was walking on the city more, his eyes were dead. Now we go to a little bit of other side of the city, and we go to the Momenjiro's perspective. As they have forgotten Izuku completely because they were with him only 1 year. But when they were smaller, they don't remember Izuku after many years. But they have a little, as they made a promise a little bit that they will get into UA no matter the cost. They remember the promise. They remember the promise making it with a green hair boy and emerald green eyes. But they don't know the eyes are also gonna change today. As they talk, as suddenly Kyokojiro, she bring up Izuku, as they have forgotten his name, but they do remember how he looked like. "Momo, do you remember the green hair boy and the green eyes boy? Green hair and eyes boy?" Sorry, that didn't sound well. "Do you remember the green hair and emerald green eyes boy?" "Yes, apparently I don't recall his name." Me too. Like I have forgotten him, but I do still remember his face. He had little, you know, fucking what was they called? Ah, fuck's sake, little shit. Don't remember, but they do remember him. But said, I guess we're gonna meet him. You, if you also remember that promise, maybe he also does. But Izuku has forgotten about them. Izuku's memory is not that big deal, but his memory is not that bad at all. Izuku has forgotten him because he thought they were just playing, they were kids, nothing else. They won't be friends after that. So yeah, now we go back to Izuku. As Izuku was walking, his hair started to turn more white and whiter. As when he returned home, his mom said, "Welcome home," and he said, "I am back, mom." As Inko saw it in front of her eyes, Izuku's hair full on turned white. I said, "Honey, your hair turned." "I know, mom. It's a part of my quirk. I get it now. Why my hair started to turn white after when I got my quirk." As Izuku just said, "Mom, I guess my quirk was incomplete that time." Incomplete? You see, I started to get it all. You see, if every time I gain something or experience, painful experience, painful. Well, what happened? Izuku said, "Nothing, mom. You see, I started to get everything. Whenever I start to have some painful experience with me, my quirks evolve with painful experience." Okay, and would you not still tell me what is the painful experience? As he said, "Nah, mom. It will just make you depressed. I don't want that," he said as we go on to our main character again. As Izuku started to say, "My quirk was incomplete, now it's complete right now." "Is complete?" "Yes, mom. I could do more than anything right now. Wanna see?" "Yes, honey, I don't mind." As Izuku could just break his, you know what Kanaki does. As a little bit of blood tear coming out of his left eye, and Kagunes came out as Inko just saw it. It made her a little scared out of her mind, and said, "Oh, that's nice, honey." And she said she was a little scared, but again Izuku said, "Hey, are you scared, mom?" "No, honey, I'm not scared. Your quirk is beautiful in her own way." As she pushed the scared away, as she hugged Izuku, as Izuku also hugged her with the tentacles, as she said the tentacles are warm. I said, "I know, mom." As Izuku just show his mom that he can make his tentacles a little harder, even pierce too many things. As Inko tried a little bit, said, "Can you pierce through that table?" As there was a little wooden table there, said, "Let me try." As Izuku controlled the tentacle like like hands. It is literally like hands. You have to just think of it moving it like that. As Izuku just cut the whole wooden table at half. As Inko was amazed, said, "Whoa, whoa, honey, it's awesome." I said, "I know, mom." Said, "Oh, and your blood coming out of your left eye." It's nothing, it's just a metaphor, nothing else. I have to practice it more than I could do it very easily. I hope, honey, it's true. I will be very sad if I know that it have to do every time when you transform. Don't worry, mom." As Izuku has accepted himself as a ghoul from this day onward. From this day onward, Izuku accepted himself from ghoul. He started to write through a diary, and he started to become a story writer. As he writes a story about himself, like Ken Kaneki story literally. As he writes that how a few races exist, even he literally writes Ken Kaneki at the anime story. When he finished writing the story, it took his whole summer. He was able to finish them, but he was happy to make this. As he gave this to one of Izuku's uncle. This uncle was, let's just say, he was a publisher, so he gave this to his uncle. As his uncle published this, his uncle just published it knowing that it won't gain that much, but he still gave it because Izuku was his nephew. And our main character was doing his own thing. As he was a little bit resting, and suddenly he heard someone. A little kid. It was himself. A green-haired kid with emerald green eyes and said, "Don't erase me." The green-haired kid says again and says, "Izuku." Izuku says, "Why am I saying that? Don't erase me," as the little kid started to say again and again. "I don't want to disappear," as the little kid said. As again the little Izuku started to disappear, and he says, as he called Rise out, said, "What was that?" "It is your former form, Izuku. It was the form when you were innocent. When you were still didn't accept yourself as a ghoul. It's your innocence." "My innocence, yes. It doesn't want to be erased. It was very weak. It didn't want it to be erased, but you slowly push past that innocence. The push past the kindness. You push the kindness out. You are now a new one. You don't fuck with people. People even don't try to fuck with you. So I'm like this because yes, you have erased him. It was the little part that was there, but you have erased him completely." As Izuku did not get it what she said, but he said, "Oh, okay." As Izuku we see now, after few days, the result came of the publisher. His uncle said, "Izuku, that book was awesome. Where did you take it?" Said, "I had to make it myself." So I said, "Izuku, make those stories more. It was gone up to the number one list of the author. You will be do better with that book." "Okay, okay, uncle. I guess I can publish more." As Izuku published more letters, more of this book. As he started to grow, Izuku's mom started to go a little bit of richer. As we see, after the summer break, many of the people started to talk about this book called Tokyo Ghoul, written by Ken Kaneki. Yes, the author named Ken Kaneki. As the author put himself as the main character, as he created this race called ghouls. Ghoul had to eat human for survival, as their war still going on. And it was in Route A. Everybody was loving Route A more than anything. They started to had fun everything they could. The main character was strong. The main character was fighting. He didn't put quirk people. It was the world of quirkless world. So mostly the quirkless people like this kind of thing. How they get their power. How they get the technology to defeat Ghoul. They were inspired by this, and few of the inventors also got inspired by this. As they started to make few more greater technology with it. As in the whole summer, Izuku's work enhanced a little bit, making a big ass centipede on his right arm. As Izuku hid it with tape because he doesn't want his mom to see this, but he wasn't able to hide it. Izuku's mom saw that centipede in his arm and said, What is it, Izuku?" As Izuku said, I don't know, mom." As now we go back to the third year. As we are gonna go between what happened in the whole middle school. In the whole middle school, let's just say after Izuku knowing what happened between him and Jessica. As Izuku did not talk to Jessica. Jessica was literally talking to me, annoying the shit out of our main character. As Jessica starts speaking again and again, and our Izuku is not answering. He's just doing his own thing, and nobody noticed that fact that Izuku's hair has completely turned white. Only Bakugo has noticed this part, as he has taken note of this whenever he feels pains, that every time his hair starts to change. As his eyes doesn't are not the same at all at the same time, because Bakugo can also see his eyes were green. Now it's pitch black. Nothing anymore. Not black, normal brown, and not brown also, black. What the fuck is this eye color? I don't know, literally. Fuck this shit. His eye color, fuck it. I don't know what color his eyes is. It's between white, I guess. White and black mix. But his eye colors also changed. As Bakugo said, "Oh shit, she's gonna get it now." As Bakugo tried to get her out of the way, as Izuku just literally activated his quirk for the first time. making his eyes like this and said, "Wanna say something more, bitch?" he said, as Izuku take his kagun out, making it sharper and said, "Wanna see something?" he said to her, and Izuku just cut something, a bench. It was an abandoned bench. It was for no one. As he cut the bench into little tiny pieces and said, "Don't come close to me, bitch. You cheating bitch. This time you come close to me, I'm gonna cut you like this. Or even better." As he says, he has a great control of blood measurement type quirk as he trying to make her blood pressure go wild in her whole body, as her whole body was trembling. She could not move. As she tried to move even more, as it was even more hurting, said, "You're gonna get it more, get it." As this time he had a menacing smile and said, "Get it?" And then said, "Yes," as the girl said, as our main character just let him and make his eyes revert to it, everything I said. As she left there, as she was so scared out of life, as Baku had to go in her house to make her feel better. As Bakugo just suddenly shit himself, said, "Shit, I make him stronger by mistake." As he was saying, "I shouldn't have done that. I break him to the point that his quirk evolved. I'm fucked up," he said, as he was trying to think quickly if he get caught, what's gonna happen, as our Izuku just doing nothing. He just left there and there. Throughout the whole year, Izuku stopped coming to the school because he knows the school is bullshit, so he literally started studying homeschooling. As if from that day, after the second year start, he never came. Baku was announced as the number one in the school again, but he was happy, but again, he felt empty inside, like it was not his, because Izuku left the school, he left the school. He was being cocky again, but again he feels that the happiness that he was receiving, it was not the same as he used to receive when he was little. As he feel, if he acknowledge him, his cockiness will be satisfied. But again, our main character is never gonna recognize him, not even acknowledge his power. As our main character's strength has gotten increased more and more, and throughout the year, our main character started doing a little bit of vigilante work. Like some people have seen his seen his face. He hide his white hair part. He goes in a full on black coat. Really wear this kind of black clothing every day. As he does a little vigilante work. Everybody just seen his red eyes. Nothing else. Nah. Surface crash that also. Nobody seen his red eyes at all. As they could just clearly say that they were moving on its own. It was like a telekinesis quirk, but again, it was just blood control. He controlled the enemy's blood in a so fluent way, killing the enemy in instant. As also after after finishing his work, he has spotted one of the enemy's power, as he got bone manipulation. As the bone manipulation was perfect for his quirk, he could take out his bone to make a little bit of centipede leg. As he said, "Huh, it's something else." After that, his power getting more evolved, a centipede tattoo started to appear in our Izuku's right hand. It was a very long it goes up to his whole arm to his neck a little bit. So he was fine, as he has spotted two quirks apparently for him. First one was the darkness ways. The dark ways quirk, he can get into the shadows, and he could make shadow animals. But again, he didn't make shadow animals for himself because it's too much work. So he makes shadow tentacles to make his work a little faster. And for he has also created shadow walk. He can walk inside the shadow and get teleport to his own home in an instant. He has two quirks in his hand completely. Not two quirks. He has got three quirks. The first was a strength based quirk, making the one-eyed king strength even more stronger. This is now the level of not All Might, but let's just say he couldn't go against All Might in his the battle between all for All Might and All for One. He could go against that. It would be easy for him to defeat All for One right now, but his quirk is he need to collect more. As his strength increase every time he has spotted more and more quirks. So it's a win and win for him. We see our main character now having his own day of his life, having nothing to do in his house as he was doing his own thing. He met up with one girl named Melissa Shield. Melissa Shield, as they become very good friends in Facebook apparently, as they were talking and chatting with each other. Melissa said how and who she is, as she also started to have fun with this kind of character, as Izuku was in publicly. Izuku doesn't know how to talk with girls literally, and let's just say in Facebook or some social media, Izuku is a pro in getting girls. Yeah. As he make Melissa a little bit of giggle every time as they talk, he make a little small jokes, and as she was also smart, she was smart, so Izuku and our Izuku like this character a little bit more because she doesn't have a quirk, but she's smart. She uses that aspect to make her better than anyone else. And Izuku was also smart like her because Izuku was smarter when he was little, so he is already goes up to the college level studies. So yeah, it's no big deal for him. He knows little science he talk. As Melissa also feel little good talking to him because if you talk to a dumb person, what you're talking about science and other theories, he just say yes yes and another oh or something. You don't like that talk. It is boring for you. You are just explaining everything. He's not getting anything, but you like it when other person also understand what is it and argues with you like it's not correct. It's like this. Anyone like this? As her and Izuku are literally at cool pace. They're cool. And she also sometimes wanted to meet Izuku, but again, she is too small to go out in Japan and meet him. But she is gonna try. As Izuku said, if you want, I can meet you on Island. Just you have to give me an invitation. Said maybe not right now. Maybe someday I'm giving you when the exhibition start. Maybe at that time I'm gonna give you the invitation. Ah, I also like that. Izuku said as they were talking. Izuku's only friend was Melissa Shield here, as they talked to fool on with each other every day, every night. Now the last day of middle school has passed already. The sludge villain attacked a random person. The random person died, but All Might take the random person dead body to the family member as he was sad. Yeah. Baku is not getting one for all. If you're wondering, nope, Izuku is not also getting one for all. If he get one for all, it's gonna be too broken already. Hey, I wanna see what happen if he get too broken. Why the fuck not? He's getting one for all. When All Might sees him, he's literally gonna give him one for all. As we go to the entrance exam now. The entrance exam starts. As we see, Izuku did not get any recommendation. Why would he? No hero doesn't know him. As Izuku in the written test, he literally aced and he was number 1. Izuku also corrected Nezu's question a little bit and gave him a little harder question. Yep, he gave Nezu a little more harder question. And we go up to a little as we go to Nezu's perspective a little bit. Nezu he received the test as he was checking them. Then he stumbled upon one paper that he got full on 100 in it, and he also corrected some answer. He said, this kid is intelligent. As then they saw a few questions like a very hardcore fucking question. As he said, this question is not of a high school level, it's a very advanced level question, he said. A very complex question. As Nezu was thinking, he was able to answer the first 3, but the last one, he had to think more enough because he never has to think because his quirk was like this. He never has to think, but this question was so complex that he started to have there was a question that said, "What is love to you?" As we see, Nezu, after a few hours, Nezu was able to understand the question as he laughed a little bit and said, "To love someone is nothing, but to be loved by someone is something. To be loved by the one that you love is something more." As he said this answer and said, the boy is more intelligent than I thought. I never had love, but I do understand the concept of it, then Nezu said to himself. As he trying to remember that he used to love to with this one girl, but he couldn't love this because the parents of the girl never wanted near that girl. He just sighed and said, "I didn't know kids like him exist still." As our main character, we go to our main character. He was being ready for the practical exam. As he was stretching, we see our main character just stretching, and he saw a girl with a chocolate brown hair, as Bob with a bob cut. As she was a little nervous, as our main character wanted to ease her pain away. Yes, he make her little less nervous as he was going forward. As it that time, Ida held his shoulder and said, "Yes," Izuku said. "Are you going to disturb that girl over there?" Said, "Ah, no, I'm not disturbing her." What are you doing?" He said as Izuku answered and he said, "You see, she looked a little nervous, so I should encourage her a little bit, give her some encouraging words," and said, "I guess if you say so, I'm not gonna give her that," as Ida said, "I'm sorry again for stopping you." Said, "No, no, it's okay, man." As Izuku just said, "It's okay." As Izuku was now quiet, as he was stretching there. As Izuku said, "Time to get off the eye patch," as he take the eye patch off and he getting it into his pocket and said, "Whew," as the gate opened. We see Izuku turning his eye into the ghoul eye. We see Izuku turning his eye into a ghoul eye, having a menacing smile and said, "Yep, time to have fun." He started to dash toward him. Ida was surprised by the speed because wherever he put his feet down there was a crater everywhere. As Max said, "Go, go, go." In the real battle there is no time limit and follow that kid's lead. As he said go, we see Izuku destroying the robot left and right with his superhuman strength. As the strength was superior from the robots, as the robot tried to cut him but the blade broke just by impact of his skin. As the poor hero was impressed by this boy's quirk, as how he was destroying all of them by pure instinct. As suddenly he uses Kaguna to impale seven 3-point robot at one. As he said, "Whoa, what kind of quirk is that?" As the Blood King said this, as then Midnight said, blood manipulation. Whoa, he can manipulate his blood that way?" As the Blood King was surprised by it, as Aizawa said, I dibs on that kid. He's gonna be in my class." As Blood King said, "Nope, you're not taking all the best one there." As they were fighting, he said, "Let's see if he gets a little bit lower, we're gonna send him to B class." I said, "See, well, let's see." "I'm still dibs on him," Aizawa said. As All Might said, "Very interesting quirk," as he was seeing it. As we see Izuku destroying quirk left and right, as everybody said, "What a monster, what a terrifying quirk it is," Ida said. Now this time there was a big 0-point robot as Ochako was stuck under the rubble again. As our main character said, "If I am correct that girl has a zero gravity type quirk, how is she stuck there? She could use her quirk right now." As our main character said, What do I do for helping strangers? Why not? Help a stranger, yeah." It's gonna be a good deed. If I think I'm gonna get some special point if I do that. Hey, who cares? We see him attack. He's getting his attack ready on a big ass. He just said. He just cracked his finger. As we see our main character start to scream. I said, "Ah!" As a big giant centipede Kagune came out. As he lunged forward to the robot, as the robot was destroyed in impact. It was so strong, it absorbed the metal into it and making it more sharper and sharper. As our main character just now, it disappeared. Our main character just said, ah, I was able to control it. Ah, and said, that was too hard. I need to practice few more. Ah. As everyone was surprised by what they saw, he just literally cut the zero point robot in seconds with it. As Izuku said, oh, I must not try it again. As everybody saw this, as Blood King said, I'm taking this kid Aizawa in my class. He's gonna be great addition to me. As said, you cannot favorize one student. He deserves to be in class 1A. Do you think the class B student that you have selected are worthy to be his classmate? Aizawa said literally. He's too strong for even class B. As they were fighting on that, when Nezu said he's gonna be in class 1 and that's final. As Nezu said, Toshinori was thinking, his quirk is awesome, but his body build is also awesome. He thought maybe he could be my successor. Let me make a few research about him. As he's gonna take a research about him, we see Izuku just said, "Who? That was that was just exhausting, but hey, I did it." As Ida said, everyone was speechless because they saw how terrifying his quirk looked. They did not say anything. As he got close to the girl, as he lifted the rubber like it was nothing, he said, "Are you okay, miss?" Thank you, Izuku Midoriya. Thank you, Midoriya. She said, I am Otaku Uraraka. She said. I said, nice to meet you. She also blushed a little bit because how Izuku looked so handsome. Yeah, he does look handsome. Don't you fucking question me right now. He does look fucking awesome. No homo guys, but he looks fucking awesome. As Izuku said, I guess the practical exam finished now. As Izuku said, I guess I did. How many points did I get? Oops, I didn't count. As Izuku said, I'm gonna get the result anyway, so bye, he said. As Izuku just jumped away from there. He jumped literally. He did not jump literally, because, yep, he just walked away from there, not jumped. He walked away from there. Ah, shit. He jumped away from there. As Izuku was in his way to get to home, as Izuku was going home, he did not expect to meet with someone there. Izuku was walking as Kyokajiro, yes. Kyokajiro, she just more literally speed past Izuku as Izuku just said, that ear quirk. It looks familiar, Izuku said to himself, maybe I know this quirk somewhere, but he couldn't put his finger on, said, who cares, I don't know, and we go to Quirk's perspective, as she was with past this guy, she felt a little favoritism toward this guy, she doesn't know, why did she feel that, I said, I also think that I have met him somewhere, but hey, I didn't find that kid, he forgot the promise, I think. His quirk was also very good. Why wouldn't he come? As she was thinking about this, but again, she just passed Izuku. As we see, we are gonna go back to the first. We go time skip to the first day of May UA. As Izuku was waking up from his sleep, as he forgot, Izuku, you're getting like hurry up. I said, I'm going. I'm just going. Just you wait. Just 2 more minutes. Said it's the first day of UA and you're getting late. I said, oh shit. As Izuku just get ready in a few seconds, said, is it okay now? I said, yes, be careful, honey. As Izuku leaves, said, oh, and I have given you a hero suit there, and I have made a little modification, and the mask. I still recommend you to do not wear the mask. It looks little scary. Said, I don't care, mom. I love the mask. Said, okay, honey, have fun. She said. As we see, Izuku just going to the first day of school. You said, I'm getting a bit late. Didn't I mark there? Yep, I did mark there. As he said, shadow travel. As it literally get into the US gate, as said, yep, it's always fun to travel in shadows. As Izuku is going inside US, he said, class 1A, 1A, 1A. As he bump into one of the UA teachers, says, oh, sorry, Miss Midnight, I didn't see you there coming. And said, oh, it's you. The blood type quirk. I said, so you're in class 1A? Yes. As we see, you did very well in the entrance exam, young man. I guess I'm gonna take over the history over there, said. We will meet more than we know, as we see Midnight giving Midnight was flirting with you because Izuku was blushing. I said, thank you. She said, very shy, I like it. Fearsome and also shy at the same time. Just my type, she said. As I'm in this 45, I'm gonna turn her into 22. She's 22 years old. Yeah. Still literally fucking old with 22 for my own satisfaction. As Izuku said, thank you, Miss Midnight. As Izuku gone away, as she said, he's truly different. He doesn't look at the other part of my body like others men do. He just look into my eyes, nothing else. As he said, maybe we would be something even more in the future. I hope so, she said. She had a smile and a little noticeable blush for the first time, and said, normally I don't blush, but this is new. I like this feeling, she said. As Izuku got into class 1A, I said, oh, finally. It was my mistake. I didn't ask Miss Midnight to where class 1A was. As he said, I said, shit, I got very nervous in front of a pro hero. What I'm gonna do if All Might is there? He's not gonna be there anyway, so yeah, fuck it, he just went inside. Everyone was watching Izuku, and when Izuku entered, everyone got quiet and said, Izuku said, what? As they just started talking again, but they were little quieter at this time, because some of them were scared of Izuku's quirk, and especially man, Kirishima. He was scared, but he's gonna be bro with him literally when seeing his body, yep. And Bakugo on the other hand, when he saw Izuku, his face literally turned pale as he could see. He just stopped, he just literally sit straight, and Ida was scolding him. He didn't even pay attention to Ida. He did not even acknowledge that Ida was there. As Ida said, what gotten into him right now? As Ida saw behind who was there, as he got a little quiet also. He was a little hesitant to approach Izuku, but again, he said he's a nice person. He saved others too, so why not? As he mastered up all his courage, as he goes and said, "Hello, my name is Tenya Ida." As Izuku just looked at Ida and said, "Izuku Midoriya. I'm sorry for," as Ida said, "Nice to meet you, but I'm sorry for being rude at you at the back there." Oh, it's okay. Don't worry. As they started to talk about little stuff, and then Uraka came and said, "Oh, you with the white hair." As Izuku said, "Yes." "Oh, it's you, Uraraka again, right?" He said, "Yes, Uraraka, you may be Midoriya, right?" "Yes." As they talked, said, "Thank you again for saving me." She is hitting on him a little bit here. She did like him. She's not a hoe, she did like Izuku here. As they talked a little bit, as Izuku went behind for some fate or some force just telling him to sit behind. No, not sit behind, sit beside this ponytail girl, and he is just trying to remember that he also feel a little familiarism with this ponytail girl, as again he doesn't know why. As Izuku was sitting beside her, as true luck, Izuku's seat was in the main protagonist seat, the back of the class. facing the window. Yep, protagonist seat. As Izuku just using every protagonist seat, every protagonist watching outside view. As teacher came in said, so everybody, I like this batch. I said, especially, he said to himself, especially that kid, he's interested in him. He said, he looked like someone very interesting, he said. As if you're wondering, yes, Aizawa select him because he looked like a vigilante. He looked like one of the vigilante that he tried to get, but unfortunately every time he get close to the vigilante, he disappeared. But he has a suspicion that kid, if he's the vigilante, I will be more than happy to train him, and he has combat experience. I would love that. He said. He's not gonna turn him into police because he knows after he get in, the crime rate literally start to go down. So yeah, we see they got into the quick assessment test. For luckily for Izuku just uses his not tentacle, but let's just say uses his own fucking strength. Let's say Izuku Midoriya come forth. As Izuku come forth, and then Kyoko's brain got a little idea who was he. He said Izuku, as she literally started to whisper to his Momo's ear and said, Momo, did you recognize that name? Said, what name? Said, Izuku. Izuku was the boy's name. And Momo got wide eyed. Said, yes, he was. As they said, so what happened to the green hair and green eyes? I don't know, but he has been changed. As we see, Izuku just said, it's gonna be too boring. He said as he was about to use half of his strength, and Aizawa said, use your full strength. One-eyed king, he said slowly, as Izuku's eye widened and said, of course. As we see Izuku just taking the ball and said, I gotta impress him. Eraserhead, he said, okay, Eraserhead, he said. As he swing the ball, it literally goes up to 2000 meters. I said, wow, 2000 meters. I didn't expect less. I didn't expect this much, but better. As we see that, okay, now every test goes on. We see Izuku is nearly demolishing the every test. Some people are wondering what Izuku's quirk really is. And Kirishima didn't see Izuku's changing, so yeah. After the good test part, Baku was still angry because he couldn't surpass Izuku there, as he was scared, said, I make him like this, it was my fault, I shouldn't have done this to Jessica, as he thought. As you still remember how Jessica was killed after the third year. Now, for wondering how Jessica got killed, we are gonna go to a little flashback. As we go, this is Baku's perspective. Baku was talking to Jessica on his phone as he was very happy with the relationship. As Jessica was talking, suddenly something came to her room. In the room there was a masked man with white hair and something coming back out of his back. As she didn't say this to Katsuki, as she suddenly felt someone was behind him in her room. As she saw nothing but only this. As she saw two figures, as their eyes were red and one was but one eye red. As she said, who are you? As Bakugo heard this, Bakugo said, what happened, Jessica? What happened? As he was screaming, as she said, shit, I have to go there. As we go back to Jessica's perspective, as the person that who was wearing mask, he just removed his mask and said, hello, Jessica. I hope it's time for our sweet revenge. As he said, yes, Rize, go. As the woman take off hand from his shoulder as she get close to her and started ripping her apart, killing her family at second. It was the first ever attempt of her. It was first Izuku's peace. He was feeling peace after doing it. He accepted everything from that day onward. and Reyes could get out of his body whenever she wants. Yep. As we go back to our present, as Baku remembering everything said, I still wonder who was Jessica's murderer. Why did she kill Jessica? I know she was a bitch again. She didn't cheat with anyone. She was a nice girl. Other than Izuku, she never cheated with anyone other than Izuku. But it was a simple plan as Izuku left her. So it couldn't be Izuku, but in reality it was Rize who took control over Izuku's body, killed her instantly. As we go back to our main character, he was doing his own thing. Now it was the changing room. As Izuku remove his field trip shirt. Now we see he just take off his shirt as Kirishima just literally saw his body this time. He was just said, "Whoa, shit! His body looks so." I know, man. I am also feeling the same. As that tattoo looked manly. As Kirishima commented, he said, "Oh, thank you," Izuku said, with a happy expression. Said, "Is we're underage to have tattoo. Oh, don't worry, it's one of my quirks. You see, it's something that my quirk gave me." Really? Yes. Did you see that? If we were in the intersection, we would have seen that I use my blood to make that. So it has been something like it has been become like this after that. Oh, that's awesome. As they commented, Izuku put the bandage around his arm once again. As he wears the uniform, he go inside the class. As every class goes upon the same. Now we can skip to the next or 3 days again, and the next few days. As they were doing the same class as said, so what do you think about our heroic class? As all the students asked, as Izuku have make few new friends as he was happy. As Jiro and Momo weren't able to muster up their courage because after many years they are meeting their friend again. As they thought he might have forgotten about them, but in reality, whenever he felt very grief, he started to lose some of his memories, like happy memories. It was one of the memories like whenever he meets Pope, the two girls, and saved them. He will remember them, but not right now. But when they asked him if he remembered, he remembered instantly. And suddenly, his little Izuku, or little 4-year-old Izuku, started to 5-year-old Izuku, started to come out randomly out of his mind, as said, "Did you remember the promise that you make?" The little Izuku started to say every time as Rise said, "You made a promise with someone long ago. Do you remember it?" As she also said. As Izuku could not take his finger and said, "What kind of promise?" As he was thinking, All Might came in as everybody started to cheer, but Izuku does see All Might as a hero, but again he does not respect All Might at all, with any heroic other than anything. As Izuku was very calm for his All Might said, "Whoa, he's very calm. I like him already," All Might said. In this All Might is All Might, let's just say, he is not that dumb like in the anime, he is good right now. As we see, All Might said they are gonna do some, battle training here. As they take him to as All Might take them to the fake city, we see team was selected. For other fucking fatty reason, Izuku was placed with who should the girl be? Asui. Yep. I wanna scare the living shit out of her. As Asui haven't seen Izuku's quirk right now because he hasn't even used it in his fullest potential. As everybody came out of their heroes, it was only Izuku left. As Uraraka said to Ida, said, "Hey Ida, where is Izuku? Oh, he's coming right now." As he get out of there, as some of the people say, so they were stayed quiet because it looked dark. It was dark, and especially the mask, it was scary as shit. As we see, Minato, as he was facing the other side, he didn't see Izuku coming. As Izuku just came behind him, said, "Yo." As Minato just looked behind, and said, "Oh, hello, hello." Man. As Minato turned around, he just literally peed his pants over there. As he said, "Monster, run!" As said, "Man, it's me." He said, That's a very terrifying outfit." As they all thought at the same time, so much for a great cook. He has a terrified outfit there. I said, I like my outfit. Do you have any problems?" I said, "No, man, but just it's terrifying." I said, "It's okay." As on the other hand, Asi just looked staring at Izuku, and she just said, "It's really terrifying. It sometimes make me goosebumps. Sometimes I am having goosebumps right now." I said, "Oh, don't worry, I am not a villain." He said with a smile. Oh, and this is his hero costume, by the way, if you're wondering. As he said, gets started. Izuku and Asi, both of them were they were not the villain. If I assume they are not. Hey, I have a great idea right now. Izuku and Asi, they were villain, and All Might wanted to test what he's gonna do if he was a villain. So he's gonna see right now. As the team was just facing them would be Kirishima and not Kirishima. There's the Bakugo and Kirishima. Yep, why the fuck not? As Bakugo is literally having PTSD, as he said, as he wanted to stay strong and make an impression in his class, he said, "I'm not backing down. If it's truly scary as shit, but I'm not backing down," he said. As he wanted to sound more determined, but again, he was scared as shit. We see our main character just smile and said, "I'm gonna have fun with him." As they got inside and said, "What can you do, really?" Our main character asked us, what kind of properties do you have?" Said, "I can do what a frog can do." Our main character was thinking for a few moments and said, as she was getting scared because his stare was also intense, and said, "Okay, can you climb?" Oh, and my question is, he said, you are a frog, right?" "Yes." "Can you climb a building like a tree frog?" "I haven't tried it." "Could you try?" As she tried to do it, nothing happened. Said, "Bummers," he said. "I thought if you were a little bit of a tree frog ability, it might add a little bit fun. You could have given me information when they were coming, but yep, you stay here." Izuku just literally answered truthfully, "You stay here, you're gonna be the last line of defense. I'm gonna go set some trap up," he said. "And then I'm gonna be their opponent. I'm literally gonna be the two of their opponents, so don't worry." "Okay, if you say so, Midoriya," she said, as she was very scared of Izuku's even intense one gaze a little bit as Izuku turned his Kagune and said, "Let the fun begin." He just literally turned her on his Kagune as she was scared shitless over there, and said, "Oh, don't be scared. It's nothing, just having a little fun with them." As we see Izuku just rushing down there, as Bakugo could hear the speeding sound of Izuku coming as he was having PTSD again. He said, "No, no, 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 I don't want that anymore. No, 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 no. I don't want it." As he was having more PTSD. As Kirishima said, "Baku bro, are you okay?" He said, Yes, you shitty head, I'm okay." He said. Stops. The running sound of Izuku stopped as there was a little mic over there as said, "Hello, Kachan," he said. As the bomb was the highest floor, as he said, "Kachan, remember when we were little, we always used to play this game, hero versus villain. I always used to be the villain, remember?" he said with a dark voice. As everyone in the observation room, they could see it, as they said, he's literally acting like a villain. As Aizawa said, he's good at that acting. I said, "Yeah, man." As Nagakure said, I don't know why. I literally can tell why Minato literally peed his pant over there." As Minato said, "Hey, don't talk about that anymore." Said, "Scaredy cat," as said. Kachan, remember how you used to beat me up because you were having a flashy quirk? He said. As this part, everybody heard this and said, remember, you called me a villain that day. From that day onward, nobody wanted to be my friends because of my quirk properties. But you were right about some part. Do you remember Jessica? He said suddenly. As Bakugo said, yes. You can tell what could have done with her. Maybe she was killed. Maybe even maybe she was killed by someone. As Izuku's not gonna tell that. He said, I heard up a news said Jessica James, the James family was massacred at the night. He said, as suddenly said, I'm coming for you, Bakugo. I'm coming. Your childhood friend is coming to you now. We are gonna have fun. As the running sound of Izuku get even more closer. As Izuku just burst out of the roof and said, hello.